Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today at this incredible TEDx event. My name is Debajyoti Banerjee, a bootstrap entrepreneur, a digital marketer, and the founder and director of 7 Boots. Today, I want to share with you a topic that is very close to my heart, breaking barriers. In our lives, we often encounter various barriers that hinder our progress, limit our potential, and hold us back from reaching our truest aspirations. These barriers can be external or internal, physical or mental, societal or personal. But no matter their form, they all have one thing common. They challenge us. I stand before you as someone who has faced a lot of barriers throughout my entrepreneurial journey. From financial constraint to self-doubt, from societal expectations to industry norms, every step, the way has been a battle to push past these barriers and forge a path of my own. Today, I want to share a few stories and the lessons learned so far in my entrepreneurial journey. So, starting with the first barrier, skepticism and humiliation. Starting with my first story, I faced this question, being an engineer, why are you selling door to door? It was 2002 and I was selling some CDs to different other businesses, knocking at their office doors. One of them questioned me very sarcastically, being an engineer, why are you selling CDs like this door to door? I smiled and replied, I'm doing to learn the pillars of the business. And who can say, one day you may come to me for some support or services. And surprisingly, it was 2012, and he came back to me for digital marketing services and became one of our earlier customers. Coming back to second story, you are not a $10 million business yet. In 2014, in a business meeting, another fellow member, entrepreneur, asked me this question that while communicating with each other, and he asked me with a pinch of salt, like, you are not yet a $10 million business, and in front of my team members and juniors. And I smiled and said, no, not yet. But yes, definitely we will do it soon. And within a few years, we crossed that figure. And that person, the same person, he has signed MOU with us for the corporate training for their company. Coming to the next story of my life, I have listened to this. Your academic profile is not matching our criteria. It was around 2004. I was in an interview in an IT company, and the MD said this exact words to me. Since my schooling, college, was not from a very top-notch institute in India, my candidature was turned down that time, saying these things. But 2015 onwards, I started getting invitation and felicitations as keynote speakers in different IIMs, IITs, and many other institutions, even in India as well as from abroad as well. And the good news is that I shared the same stage with that person in 2015 in an entrepreneurship event. So the lessons learned from this, what I feel, breaking the barrier of skepticism is the first step of success. So you have to face it. The second one, breaking barriers does not mean overcoming obstacles. It's about redefining your landscape. Very, very important thing that I personally felt. Coming to the next story, breaking barriers of rejection. Coming to the story 1, sorry, you are on hold. So it was 2003, and I was kept on hold after an interview in a top MNC, mainly for the reason of my weak spoken English. Being a Bengali medium student, I was not so confident in expressing myself, and I was rejected. So then I started practicing spoken English with the help of a gaming software, kind of like you talk to that particular software and the software will answer. And gradually, I practiced the art of self-expression. In 2013 and 14 onwards, I have been invited as keynote speakers in many top foreign B schools as well as IIMs, IITs, even in different Chamber of Commerces. And I have trained almost 100K students all over the world and conducted FDPs, MDPs, Management Development Program, Faculty Development Programs. Coming back to the next story, I have got this, you are fired. When? At the day of joining. So think about the situation. It was 2009, and on the day of appointment, I got a pink slip. The reason being my confession, honest confession to the MD about my passion or interest in starting my own. When the HR connected me on a video conference call with the MD that day, it was like short a clear communication. The company decided not to continue with me because they got to know that I am trying to start my own venture. So I may not be that kind of loyal to that particular company. So I smiled and said, well, I accept your decision, but definitely I would love to have a cup of coffee with you someday. And smiled and came back. And it was 2015, we sat together and exchanged smiles over a cup of coffee in an entrepreneurship recognition event, sharing the same stage. Coming to the next story. Sorry, you are not eligible for a business loan from our bank. In 2011, at the initial days of my startup, one of the reputed private bank, they said this to me. Straightforwardly rejected my business loan applications because we started with a only 2-person team in a small sub-rented room inside another company. So, but in 2016, the same bank sanctioned a business loan for our own office purchase. It's more than 1,000 square feet office. And even requested us to multiple times to open a corporate salary accounts with them. So the lessons learned, breaking barriers is not about the absence of challenges. It's about embracing them. Breaking barriers is not always about external challenges, but about internal strength that we discover in adversity. Coming to the next big barrier, that is ego. Coming to the first story, bad luck, my friend. In 2005, during my post-graduation, I got a job with the least salary in my batch. And it's a chemical engineering firm that's not matching with my domain. And even sometimes I had to play a role of a peon, an office boy, a photocopier. That being a computer engineer and a PGDM, sometimes you'd think twice, like, do I really deserve this? But somehow I was successful bringing 2 foreign projects sitting in Delhi NCR area without traveling anywhere. So then, next year, not even a full year, I got a call from another company, that is an internet marketing company, and they offered me 3 times the salary I was getting there. And they got it from a reference. Somebody has told them about the projects that I have got from different foreign lands. Coming back to my next story, what a boss. So it's kind of a fun, you can say. What happened? It's around 2011. So when I started my startup, so that time I could not afford a maid. So the toilet cleaning, the floor cleaning, everything, I did that myself. Now sometimes what happened, your team members, juniors, they see the CEO of the company, he is doing this. So the kind of expression, facial expressions, questions I have seen on their faces that what was cleaning his own office floor and toilet. But one day, one incident happened. Some customers, some prospects, uh, he has visited our office that day. Perhaps he was sick and vomited on the floor. So all the team members, they were just becoming a bit embarrassed and looking at each other. That time I smiled and started cleaning this floor. So that day things changed. Those team members with the question marks and kind of like whispers and all this, so they started joining hands with me. So lessons learned. Break barriers with a spirit of trailblazer. The wise sees with equal vision a learned and humbled Brahmin, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater. As per Bhagavad Gita 5.18, Karma Yoga. So you do your best, you give your best, don't expect a result out of it immediately. Whatever you feel best, do it. Now coming to the next barrier, that is depression and anxiety. All the entrepreneurs, we stand here on stage, we have a dark story of loneliness, depressions and all this. I will come to my story. Around 2010, with constant failure after leaving a stable job, I was quite down and depressed and isolated myself in a single room for at least almost 3 months. People, friends, they started, looking at me with pity. And in 2016, the opposite case happened. Due to overwork and stress, I had a severe panic attack, and I was in ICU for almost 2 days. I could not even walk 100 meters to a shop. And even I remember, even I came out of a movie hall within 10 minutes of starting of the movie because of the noise. And I was having a racing heart, and it's kind of like a trembling, shaking feeling. Now, people I see have seen that fellow colleagues and others, they started whispering, oh, this person has lost his potential. So sad. But gradually, what happened? I started experimenting with myself, with all possible ways to reconstruct myself. I started taking time out for yoga, pranayama, and kind of self-introspection and revisiting my goals and purposes and priorities. So the lessons learned: don't limit your imagination. Dream big and act, but not at the cost of your health. Passion should not become your liability. Learn to say no and prioritize things. There is something beyond your professional goals, and that's you. Self-introspect and invest in yourself. Take it easy. Coming to the next barrier, that is team building, talent acquisition, and networking. So I want to share one story here. I recall someone said, one of our client, you have a very average team, Deb. So I said, yes. When you are starting up, it's really challenging to attract a very good talents, because everyone, they want a good profile, obviously, to love to join some big MNCs for a stable career. So the next thing, we started recruiting very average people and little bit needy, and some, they have some weakness, but they are eager to learn and excel in life. Then I thought about, why don't we start a training program and guide them, provide them more work exposure, and then recruit them. So we tried to build such a team and include cohesiveness and the bonding, and then the magic happened. It's an all-rounder team. They started delivering everything. So I want to share here one story, the talking trees. Once in a magical forest, there are different kind of trees altogether, but they rarely interacted with each other due to their perceived differences. Now one day what happened, one mischievous squirrel convinced them to communicate. As the trees started talking, they discovered one common point to discuss among themselves. And since then, the forest echoed with laughter and shared wisdom. Another story I want to share, the unlikely band. In a musical land, instruments from various genres were confined to their own little groups. Now one day, a curious drum decided to play with a jazz saxophone and a rock guitar and a classical a violin. So initially met with skepticism, their collaboration created a unique melody, breaking the genre barriers and captivating the entire musical realm. And the last story, the rainbow feast. In a world of colors, stuck to their own kind, now one day, red, blue, and yellow, they decided to host a grand feast together. And gradually, the other colors, they were initially a little bit hesitant, they came and joined. Now, the palette of possibilities expanded. So the rainbow feast became a symbol of breaking color barriers, showcasing the beauty of diversity. So the lessons learned? Breaking barriers is not about only communication. It's about effective communication that resonates with your audience. And the second one is very important, and I personally like it. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Well, coming to today's last barrier, that is validation. Many times I have heard this from many people, that you're doing business, you're earning money, but what have you done for society? Now I want to share a few stories here, a few incidents. One fine morning I got an email from a person in the UK saying that he was earlier a truck driver, and after doing our free courses, he got a job in a digital marketing firm. That was a great reward for me, because when our training can change a truck driver's life to a better one, so that's the biggest reward for us. Another incident I remember, one day, a young girl, she has come to our office and she was in hurry, sir, and said to me, sir, I want to learn digital marketing and I don't have much time in my hand. I was a bit curious and asked her, why are you in so much hurry? And she said, sir, I have cancer and I don't have much time in hand. I want to learn and do something of my own. So what a fighting spirit. I was just shocked and was silent for a few seconds. And then I said, okay, I will guide you. Don't worry. And whatever courses, training materials you need, I'll provide you to it. I remember another guy who has been cerebral palsy patient since birth and living an assisted life, who can't even stand, who can't even walk, can't even talk properly. So that guy, he has come to our office and said, sir, I want to learn digital marketing. Now, this kind of real inspirational heroes and heroines, any motivational speech will fall short in front of this real examples. I remember another one of my students who is now no more, and due to the same deadly cancer, but I still get inspired remembering his willingness and love to start his own venture. So the kind of impact he has left us with is commendable. So we started a division of training and boot camp and workshops for the underprivileged students, weaker students of the society, but who have some zeal to do something of their own. So we started doing small things with greater impact. Now the lessons learned. Barriers mostly exist in our mind that need to be shattered with strong determination. And I want to wrap up my speech with my favorite quote, that's learn, burn, and earn. Learn like a child with the enthusiasm, burn like a candle, and enlighten others with your knowledge and skills. And money will automatically follow you. So today, I urge you all to embrace your barriers. Don't shy away from them. Instead, see them as opportunities for growth and as catalyst for change. Let's not just dream, but dare to pursue those dreams. Let's break barriers and redefine the limits of what's possible. Thank you.